So. And
Good.
give me a.
Evening, everyone. It's my pleasure to call the July 8th, 2025 Rona Borough Council Business Meeting to order. Please join me in standing for our Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag
Of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call. Mr. Councilman Mellis, would you be the honors?
Sure. Unfortunately, Stephanie couldn't make it tonight. So Sylvia Provenza,
Present.
Vince Woda.
Here.
Mary Cooperl.
Here.
Craig.
Here.
Solicitor Craig. Raymond.
I'm here.
Trish.
Yeah, I'm present.
Nancy Carpenter.
Present.
Matt Bridge.
Present.
John Jamal is present. Tim Long.
Here.
All right. Thank you very much. Are there any emergency additional agenda items? Let the record reflect there are not. There are also no registered comments from the public. We'll move on to comments from the public. At this time, council welcomes comments on agenda items and topics of community-wide benefit. Please clearly state your name and address. To ensure efficiency and give everyone a chance to speak, please limit your comments to 3 minutes. As a reminder, council members are volunteers, and all of us here care deeply about our community. Public comment is not intended for personal grievances or agendas. For those matters, please request a special meeting with us. So we do ask that you keep your comments constructive and focus on our shared community goals and growth. Comments that violate these guidelines may result in consequences, including forfeiting your speaking. We thank you in advance for your cooperation.
Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you all.
I see.
Sandy Esch, 138 Sylvan. I just have a couple of things. First, I do want to say thank you to the council for things you've done during the year. During the heat wave, you opened up so people could come down here. During the power outage, you allowed people to come in and charge things. You've hosted dinners, and I really do appreciate it because I really do think that adds a lot to our community. Thank you very much. Another thing I'd like to know is there's an electronic sign outside of Railroad Park in Cribs. Do they say the same thing? And is there a way to see what they say without being in front of one of them? Like, can you go on a website or something? Anyone know? Okay. Well, that would be interesting to have, so I don't have to go stand in front of a sign. One other thing I'd like to ask is, on our street, I live on the 100 block of Sylvan Street. We have affectionately have what we call Lake Sylvan and Lake Conco, because there's some potholes that are just, they're still filled with water from the rain earlier. They're very deep. So I don't know who handles the patching or the repaving, but if you kind of put 100 block Sylvan on it, that would be greatly appreciated. And I'm sure Conco would appreciate it too. And then Sylvia, you're going to talk about the sidewalk social and the yard sale, so I'll leave that to you. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you. You know, that's the paving for Sylvan, so you can include the 100 block. That's what I was just looking at.
Sandy, may I ask if you are requesting someone to follow up with you about your issue?
About the what?
Any of your issues? Comments?
The electronic sign. If someone could figure out how I can see the electronic sign, that would be great. Thanks.
Yes.
We're good.
Yes, Patty.
Hi, my name is Patricia Wetmore. I live at 518 Vogels Lane. I have two things. The one, I keep repeating for the last 3 years tonight, please get the road paved. The holes are terrible. My husband's going through cancer. I worry about him falling. Damn hole in the street. It's crazy. It's been telling me for like 3 years now, it's getting paved this spring. It's definitely getting paved, Mrs. Wetmore. It's definitely getting paved. Well, I'm getting frustrated.
We had the pre-construction meeting 3 weeks ago for that. As of the email I received yesterday morning, it looks like they're gonna possibly move equipment in towards the end of this week with beginning of next week. They do have 6 other streets, so I don't know which order they're going in, but it should be by the end of July that you'll see it being done.
I appreciate it. My second,
And for the, for Sylvan, that is part of our paving contract as well. I don't know the exact schedule of it, but it will be coming up.
Great.
And will people be notified because they have to move their cars and stuff like that?
Yes, so I'm working with the contractor for that schedule because especially the end of Third Street is a much deeper excavation because of the old concrete under it. So we'll be putting door flyers out, letting people know when not to park there.
another thing I had was there is a duplex on my street that was recently sold at sheriff's sale. And it's so overgrown. Nobody's been there. It looks a mess. I have pictures of it.
What's the address?
Hold on. It's Gerald Howard's old place. Don't see nothing in the address. That's it. You can see. It's a picture.
5.
Block.
501, 503.
I
No,
think it's 4.
I tried to take a picture of it, but it's so overgrown you can't see
Don't worry about it because the chief has put together a whole list of properties that we're gonna be looking at for code enforcement.
the. Okay, thank you so much. Thank you.
Patty, are you requesting a follow-up
Yes, ma'am, I am.
regarding both or just a second?
Hurry up. I appreciate whatever we can do. Thank you, thank you.
Any other comments? There are no virtual hands. All right, with that, we'll move on. There are no comments from advisory boards or commissions. The first report for tonight is the council president's report. On behalf of Ray and council, we just want to announce that there was 2 executive sessions held since our last council meeting. The first was last Tuesday, July the 1st, regarding personnel, specifically reviewing the police chief contract and interim borough manager proposals. Prior to this meeting, we had a second executive session also on personnel to review issues related to code enforcement and specifically to meet with our candidate for interim borough manager, Jason Daly. The next report we have tonight is the mayor's report. Mayor Goodrow.
Yes, first thing I have is a certificate of acknowledgement to Sergeant Franco's. Sergeant, would you like to come in here for a second? When the chief got injured, the sergeant was appointed to take over for about 18 months, and I just want to give him a certificate of appreciation for your dedication given to Sergeant Jerry Francos. As Mayor of Verona, I would like to express sincere gratitude for your dedication and commitment to protecting our community. This was to be given the last month's meeting. Apparently must have been on a call or something, so give it to you now and thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
The other thing I have is the cops grant, an update, and I'd like the chief to give a brief.
Want me to stand? I can yell.
Yeah, you can stand and yell.
Got it in by the nick of time. Thanks for Craig for assisting with that. It's a little more complicated than we thought. Federal government likes to switch things around. The website they used 5 years ago is totally different than they use now. We got that in. The cops grant is $125,000 grant for a full-time police officer over 3 years, and 20% is matched. Or 25%, I can't remember.
25.
25% match from the local municipality. So fingers crossed we can get that and fund a full-time police officer for 3 years, and then hopefully in that 3-year time frame, we can have the finances figured out to keep that person on longer. Is that good?
Thank you.
All right.
Other thing I have is I'd like to thank the garden club 2 weeks ago for the garden walk. I've been on it since day one, and I'm glad it's back, and they did a very nice job. Everybody that was involved, we had there was a dozen people that, came to my house anyways, and I'm sure everybody else's house that were on there. So I would like to thank and, they appreciate everything that they've done to put it back on the list of walking again. And the last thing I have is we did hire 2 part-time officers, Howard Camp, and they're still in I don't want to say training. Training. Okay, I mean they are officers elsewhere, that they're learning the streets and what have you. Howard Camp and Jordan Wallclave. Thank you. And that's all I have at this time.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. And on behalf of council, I want to extend our gratitude to Sergeant Francos for putting in an insane amount of hours and dedication when our community was and continues to be in need. So if we could just give it a second. Up next, we have the Borough Manager's Report. I will be reading that on behalf of Ms. Wolfert. 4 items for tonight for the month of January. The first is, as many of you are aware, garbage rates. Reminder, the garbage rates have changed to $30.05 per month or $90.15 per quarter. A letter will go out with the bill, and reminders will need to be posted on the website, Facebook, and through text messaging. 2, the financial audit for 2024. Preparations are completed for the 2024 audit. Auditors will be on site next week, the week of July 14th. 3, STMP Phase 2. That is the grant that has been submitted to DCED on Friday, June 27th. The request was made for $2,002,901. The grant would cover $182,611 of that, and the borough would be responsible for $20,290. 4 is the pension audit. This week, the Pennsylvania Auditor's General Office is auditing our municipal retirement plans. We also have an intern report for our intern from the Local Government Academy, Rachel Jones. This past month, Rachel worked with me on completing the Safe Streets for All federal grant to do a road safety audit on Allegheny River Boulevard. She assisted Stephanie on the budget for the STMP grant. She reviewed and edited the emergency manual to maintain consistency with the printed document, and she started editing our website. Do you want to add anything, Vince, or what's your report? Sounds good.
Actually, it'll be in July.
Oh, yeah, good. And many more good things to come. Next, we have the code enforcement report. I'd like to ask our head of public safety, Dr. Nancy Carpenter, to summarize them for us.
Okay, so as has been true for the previous months, there are many things that have been going on with code enforcement. There were 45 door hangers sent out, 34 notice of violation letters, and smaller numbers of court appearances and charges filed, and occupancy inspections, like 6 to 9 of each of those. The streets that were of particular note are 2nd Street, 3rd Street, Arch Street, Brunette Street, Heron Avenue, Jones, Maple, North, Penn, Ridge, Selden, Union, and West Railroad. Breaking down the type of violations that were noted, I'm just gonna say the 2 top ones would 34 for sanitation and 25 for weeds. And there are 12 scheduled court dates and 5 issues that are waiting on a plea. all I have for that.
Thank you. Any questions on code enforcement report? Next up, we have the police chief's report, Chief Russell.
Obviously, you've seen the monthly report, I redid it.
You have to go to the podium for the police chief report.
Take me in front of people.
Okay. well,
Okay. I just do.
Now,
I'm bashful, honestly. I redid the monthly report to encompass a lot more accountability. Obviously, you'll notice on there on the second page, no, I'm sorry, on the bottom of the first page, starting to track mileage, gasoline usage, miles patrolled in the borough. Obviously a breakdown of calls by type, by officer, things of that nature. We're getting busier, as you can see from the year to date. About 200 more calls than last year this time. For the people in the audience, I know they want to hear what's going on. We had 9 accidents, 2 borough ordinance violations, 10 domestics, 1 fraud, 11 medical calls, 3 PFAs, 7 thefts, 2 weapons cases, 3 admin calls, 14 burglary alarms, 1 DOA, which is dead on arrival, 7 harassments, 2 mental health calls, 2 public drunks, 32 traffic stops. I'll get to that in a second. 7 animal calls, 2 criminal mischiefs, 7 drug complaints, 1 lockout, 2 missing persons, 1 recovered property, 2 trespass complaints, 3 assist other police agencies, 8 acts of disorderly conduct, 1 DUI, 1 loitering or prowling at night, 4 non-criminal. That could be a multitude of things. Someone came in when I talked to the police officer, documented. 12 acts of suspicious activity and 4 wanted people. We've had 6 arrests, 2 were weapons charges, 4 were drug offenses, 7 were traffic offenses, misdemeanors, not traffic citations, and then 2 criminal offenses. I know 1 was an incident on North Avenue, same house that we always deal with the caretakers. Some have questioned about the number of traffic stops. So I only took over as chief June 10th. From that point, I instituted a policy where we have to document all our traffic stops. Before it was only citations. Now it's going to be warnings and citations so that we have a better accountability of what we're doing, where we're doing, and how it's being done. So that's one of the things. Yes, that number may be low. It's actually higher. We just don't have the actual number. So hopefully come this time next month, that number is at least doubled. I can't make promises, but that's that. And then also I'll be tracking everyone's overtime, breakdown of what it was for, how it was used, stuff of that nature. And then obviously you saw a little synopsis on the activities that I'm doing. It's extensive, it's time consuming, and hopefully get it done in the next couple of months. Any questions?
No, very
John.
good, thank you.
Very good.
Is there a particular problem area of town that you've noticed, any, like where you see that there's more criminal activity than others?
No, I wouldn't say anything in particular. I mean, obviously you have the quote unquote hot spots, get go Giant Eagle. That's where everyone goes. I mean, ARB center, the main thoroughfares. So you're gonna get the drugs, people driving through the stop when we get drugs out of the car. So nothing in particular.
Sure.
Anything else?
I want to say thank you.
Anyone? Okay.
Thank you, Tom.
the detail, thank you. Next up, we have the fire chief's report, UT.
Council,
Again,
you have my detailed report in front of you, in summary for the month of June, the fire company answered a total of 12 calls. They include 3 residential fire alarms, 1 commercial fire alarm, 2 good intent calls, 2 smoking structure calls, 1 room and contents fire, 1 natural gas leak, 1 vehicle accident, and 1 EMS assist. A total of 4 calls within the borough, 6 mutual aid assist into Penn Hills, 1 mutual aid into Plum, and 1 mutual aid into Oak.
no, not on your report. Just wondering if any fundraisers are coming up.
So we have our annual open house and spaghetti dinner coming up on Saturday, July 26th, from 4 to 7 p.m. As usual, we will have a full spread of spaghetti, salad, dessert, beverages, and we'll have our fire station open to the public with fire prevention and fire safety materials, activities for the kids. And it's a good opportunity for the residents to come and learn how a volunteer fire station operates, ask whatever questions they want, and just opportunity for everybody to get out and gather together.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will talk to you after the meeting.
Sure.
About getting that on both sides. I
Thank
think
you.
I still have to grab it last year.
I got a new one, I just got last month.
We'll talk to you.
All right, thank you.
Next up, we have the EMS report. Nancy, do you mind doing that as well?
Sure. Lower Valley Ambulance Service, there was a total of 41 calls, 9 ALS calls, 13 BLS. ALS is Advanced Life Support, BLS is Basic Life Support. 2 fire standby, 7 refusals, 1 lift assist, 2 cancellations, 3 mutual aid, and 1 treatment with no transport, and 3 no transport or other needs. What I have on that.
Any questions on that? Right, thank you. Next, we have the solicitor's report, Mr. Alexander.
Thank you. I did submit my written report. It is on file. I don't have anything to add to my report at this time. I did want to say that this police report is fantastic. There was at least 2 right to know requests that were submitted seeking this kind of information, and we couldn't supply it because this sort of detailed report didn't exist. And now it was, and that's what the public was looking for. So other than that, I don't have anything else.
Questions for Mr. Alexander? All right, thank you. Next is the engineer's report, Mr. Fitch.
Thank you. I submitted my written report and just a few updates on that. We have several paving projects going on, so just wanted to clarify some of those. I do have the contracts tonight for the borough paving that we're co-oping with People's Gas, because their portion of the road is about half. So that will involve Maple Street, Walnut, and Athletic. We'll sign those contracts, and the contractor plans to start that at the same time as the GEDTF. The GEDTF, which was supposed to happen last year and got hung up in the county. As I stated, that's going to be moving forward next week. That is for 3rd Street, Athletic Street, and Vogel's Lane. And then the alley that is behind the old church on South Avenue. And then the LSA paving, which is the remaining length of Sylvan Way, Front Street by the Memorial and Heron Avenue. We opened bids on July 18th for that, so I will have recommendation of work on the workshop agenda. And the other item is on the agenda tonight for a resolution for the multimodal grant. That is for the streetscape along Jones Street. That would be replacing and installing sidewalks we're missing, and installing lighting and benches to match ARB's streetscape. And that would provide for pedestrian and bicyclist safety to and from the plaza, which is a pretty major corridor through there. That resolution is in the amount of $550,078, and that is a full grant with no match required.
Which one is that on here? Which number on your report? Where is that?
Number 18.
Oh.
I don't have the amount on it.
Okay.
It was just finalized
In the
yesterday.
resolution.
Correct.
Okay.
It's in the resolution. On the resolutions on the agenda, it just didn't have the amount of the agenda.
Yeah, but when are you done?
Yes.
I have a question. With all this rain we've had and I've been through it twice on Allegheny River Boulevard. Right there down from, I believe that's Penn Hills. There's water on both sides. Somebody's gonna hydroplane and there's gonna be a serious wreck there.
Correct.
Where are we at with that?
I'm working with PennDOT because up until this point, we had been told it was our responsibility. So we started taking the steps to get a project put together for that. I found out that Felino is under contract with the state to do a bunch of CCTV work of the storm source in the one inlet that we've fought with PennDOT for years that wasn't ours. That's part of their contract to replace that inlet. So I started talking with Felino and the state. Our hopes are once they camera some of that, we can have the state share some of the costs. Worst case, we can partner with Felino and have them do the work at the same time, because the whole stretch of the boulevard is going to get paved after Felino does their storm work. So that is coming. I know that's an issue. They just have to collect the CCTV data first.
Yeah, because that, like I said, last week was really high, but luckily I was in a bigger truck, but some of those cars, it was up to the door.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
how bad it was there. On both sides, it just made a river.
I've sent those pictures to PennDOT as well, to where there's not even road visible because the
Right.
puddles connect with each other.
And yesterday, again, it wasn't as bad as the last weekend was when I came through. The other thing, you know, the little cutoff there?
Down to
John Street. And I know that there's an inlet or outlet or inlet, whatever, that is collapsed there.
That's the one
That's
that's already on the state contract.
okay.
So when I found that out, I told them like, well, you know that there's a bad pipe on the other side of the street. And that's started the whole conversation. So my hopes are we can get some of it cost shared with PennDOT. If not, it's at least on the schedule coming up to get replaced.
And I know Monroeville has had a problem with PennDOT on 22, you know, with the collapse of, you know, the inlets and what have you, but they're saying, well, that's your responsibility. But meanwhile, they're saying, well, that's your road.
I don't have the document with me, but I'll forward it to, because we just dealt with a similar situation in Harmer. And believe it or not, PennDOT has different regulations if it's a township or a borough or a city. So in like Harmer Township's place, PennDOT's responsibility is to take care of the pipe. But in the same article, it talks about the borough and it says how it's the borough's responsibility. So I can share that with everyone, because it didn't, that it's different depending on where you are, but hopefully being that it's all part of the contract and they have allowances to kind of adjust the work schedule. We're trying to work it in that it's under their contract. If not, it is being taken care of.
Are they gonna the viaduct? They're gonna is that gonna be repaid soon, or what's the story on that? I mean, you can't even see the lines anymore with that coating that they put on.
Yeah, I'm not sure the full extent, but I know it does involve paving from basically at least the Penn Hills line all the way into Oakmont. They're gonna mill and pave. Don't know that exact time frame because they have to do the storm sewer work first.
Right.
But PennDOT doesn't let you pave past October, so sometime in the next 3 to 4 months, it should be happening.
All right, thank you.
Matt, would you send us the application for the Jones Street reconstruction?
Yeah, so it's not submitted yet. It will be submitted at the end of this month.
Okay.
But once I have it all together, I'll put the package together and send it to you guys.
Also, the 23 Longsight Road, I have some photos I haven't sent you yet. Is it too late? Are you meeting with the contractor soon, or did you already meet with them?
The 20 for the sidewalk? No, that one's not out to bid yet, so it's not too late.
I will send you some comments.
Yep.
Oh, I have some photos I'd like to send too. On sidewalks, right?
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Any other questions or comments from Mr. Fitch? All right, thank you for your report. Up next, we have council member remarks. The first is with myself, Trish Redzak. The Strategic Planning Committee meeting last met on Wednesday, June 18th at 4 p.m. As previously mentioned, we drafted and then submitted our Safe Streets and Roads for All federal grant application for the road safety audit on ARB in the amount of $120,000. I also just want to have everyone in their marker calendars. The next and final VOP, Verona Oakmont Plum Penn Hills Multi-Municipal Trail Effort public meeting will be held the last Tuesday of this month, Tuesday, July 29th, starting at 6 p.m. at Steel City Rowing. Please come, please bring your neighbors, friends, and biking and walking enthusiasts. Next up, we have Nancy Gardner.
Thank you. A couple of things, updates that I have. I had noted during our exec session when we were talking about code enforcement about, there's a lot of properties that have long grass. And that seems like, just basic maintenance issue, but I think it's also a public safety issue because of the animals that collect in the long grass. Apparently there's skunks, rats, raccoons, things like that. So I wanted to bring that up tonight and get people's thoughts on whether we could get DPW, if they have the time, to cut these properties and put liens on the properties. They don't have to cut them every week, so they can pick 2 or 3 and cut them in 1 week, and then 2 or 3 more and cut them the next week. I mean, it's not perfect if they grow for 2 or 3 weeks, but it's better than letting them grow all summer. So, I see that as a potential public safety issue, so what do people think about that?
I just don't have a handle on their current workload. Obviously, we can lien the property, but we're unlikely to recoup that dollar amount, so I just want to make sure we're using taxpayer funds most appropriately, but generally, I agree with you. Also, in the past, what has been the most efficient means of getting them the worst of the worst, so to speak, is in the top 2 or 3? Do we just give them a list or?
There are some, it's my understanding that right now there are some properties that they cut and other properties that they don't cut. Does anybody, Mayor, anybody? What they're doing right now?
The ones that I believe that they do cut are the abandoned properties that we tore the homes down. Because we,
Okay. I just wanna put it out there because it's a public safety issue. It's also not good for the town to look that way with all these properties with long grass. So if we can find some way, I don't know, at this point in our transition, who would be the best person to talk to DPW about doing that?
Yeah, I was gonna propose that Chief Dessel is going to be working more closely with our code enforcer, that could you also pull a list from AJ?
Sure,
And then add that to the Google spreadsheet about.
it's only about five properties that they cover.
Yeah, okay,
Well, one just sold,
Right.
second partner, so they're not doing that.
oh, okay,
We can review that after that happens and see if there's others we wanna add.
yeah. That'd be good. Okay, so that's one thing. I will mention that later on, when we do the motions, we will be adopting the handicap designated parking spot policy tonight. As is. It's not in this packet, but it was in our last meeting's packet, I believe. The other thing, I just wanted to make a note that, it's been noted that some of the cameras in town actually are not working. And there are, things that are being done to get them looked at and fixed. I'm not clear on all the details about that, but I think having good working cameras throughout the town helps to deter crime. And it's important that they are in good working order. So I wanted to mention that. Also, Sandy Esch asked about if we have any emergency management pamphlets or brochures that we can hand out to people. We will be having sidewalk socials tomorrow. She wanted some for tomorrow, but I don't think that we have anything right now. I think the mayor is working on that with our emergency management coordinator
and the fire chief also.
and fire chief. Excellent.
Who is our emergency management coordinator?
Mark Berger. Yeah. So that's a good idea. It would be nice to have stuff. Here, people, here's what you should do if there's a fire, if there's a flood, here's some tips, that kind of thing. So we're working on that. I just wanted to mention again about the crosswalk at Center and ARB, both sides. And I know we didn't want to do ARB because PennDOT's messing around with paving that, but I think that we can go ahead and have them do the crosswalk going across center on both sides of ARB.
We were gonna cost compare hiring a contractor versus in-house. Remember?
So, Matt,
Yeah, I think we're talking about that in the sidewalk walkthrough.
Yeah, I just don't have the numbers with me tonight of what it would cost to hire someone. Personally, with the tar and chip, the way the heat hit it and it's tracking everywhere.
yeah,
I know we want them painted, but I would recommend waiting until after the road is paved this year. Cause they're, one day like today, they're just gonna get covered up with the tar again.
even the ones on center? I'm
Yeah.
not talking about the ARB, I'm talking about the center one.
It's still as you turn off of
Okay.
the tar and chip, it tracks for 10-15 feet. So I mean, if we had some cheap waterborne paving that the guys could go out and just do something real quick. But I wouldn't recommend spending a couple $100 to do them right now either.
Okay, well, and that brings to mind actually, though, that's a very big intersection, so I wanna make sure that gets done before it gets cold. I know it's July, but there's a whole bunch of other areas besides the crosswalks and the painting for the school season that I wonder if DPW could do more of that, where it says slow or stop, or the lines for the stop signs that are faded. I don't have an inventory of that.
Can I ask your committee to prioritize this?
Yeah, we'll work on that. Mhm. Yes.
I can give you a list tomorrow.
Oh, well, there you go. Thank you, chief.
I will also reach out to, because they're the ones that have the state contract.
Okay.
It's doubtful that they can just add it to their contract, but they might be able to give us a price that while they're paying ARB, they could just do the side streets at the same time.
Excellent.
Because their traffic control and everything would be in place for that, so it would be a lot more efficient.
Great, yes, please forward that.
Yep.
Okay. And my second to last thing is I just want to thank Chief Teehee for your efforts in trying to do something with fire vests and all of that. And I'm assuming that we didn't get any response with that. But I appreciate your efforts regardless, and I don't know, maybe it's not worth trying again next year, but I just want everyone to know, we tried to put out some incentives for people to join our fire department. Thank you. My next public safety meeting will be next Tuesday here in the chamber at 5:30. Also on Zoom if you want to attend by Zoom. And that's my report.
Questions for Nancy? All right, thank you very much. Up next, we have Councilman Vince Flota.
Yes, I have also just started working with our intern Rachel Jones. She is helping me start to track all of the basic properties and update lists that we had since I think 2017, so last time. She has so far made a very nice Excel sheet highlighting properties that have updated property taxes for the last 3 years, along with who the owners are. We're now going to cross-reference those with the lists that we have, different lists dating back to 2007. Some are not on that list anymore, some are. We're updating that list, and then we are going to be working with both code enforcement police to take next steps as to what's going to happen there. We will also be working with our solicitor because we have 2 separate abandoned property and vacant property policies that overlap and contradict each other. So ironing that out. All of which we'll be talking about next Monday, July 14th, 5:30 on our commercial property committee. That's all I have.
Great, questions for Vince?
Yeah, Vince, on that vacant property list that you're doing, are you doing the ones that don't have a structure separate from the ones that do have a structure?
The way she has the Excel sheet set up, there will be columns to differentiate the two. We're gonna have all the properties on the same sheet. And then There will be boxes saying whether they paid their taxes or not.
Yeah.
Whether their
Whether
house is
there's-
on the property
Yeah.
or not, or if it's whether DPW is mowing the grass currently or not.
Yes.
That way, all forms of criteria will be available.
Okay, thank you.
Your meeting is available to the public on Zoom. Or,
I don't think so.
okay,
It might be, I don't know. I just say no because it seems like every time my meeting happens, it was updating or crashes. So
Mine too.
to be safe, I just. Maybe,
Indeed.
I don't know.
All right, well, very good updates. Thank you, guys. Next we have Councilman Tim Long. Tim?
At this time, I do not have anything.
All right, thank you very much.
I have a question. Is there gonna be a finance meeting on July 21st for the 6-month update?
Yes, as long as I receive a 6-month update from the borough manager.
Okay,
All right, thank you. Next we have Councilman John Ganellis.
Thank you. So I had emailed, council the, final draft of the, handbook. I don't know if hopefully everybody saw it. And wanted to see if we can go ahead and proceed and perhaps, I don't know if we need to take a vote on it, should we get it in action? I guess we have to
You need to take a vote on it. You can't do it tonight, I think.
Can't do it
everybody
tonight,
needs to
right?
do it.
I just wanted to get everybody's feedback on it to see if there's any objections. Are we okay on the PTO policy or what's everybody's thoughts on?
I have, question for solicitor or HR consultant, should be run the handbooks by the union.
I go.
Unions.
My understanding, although, correct me if I'm wrong, Craig, I thought that the contracts took precedent over
does.
the
I
handbook.
do.
It does, but to not get the unions in a tiff or uproar should be,
Certainly wouldn't hurt.
instead of just saying.
I
"Hey, we have this
don't know that you
handbook."
don't have the right to update your personnel handbook.
But we do, but I think it's in good taste to maybe.
I think the chief had a comment on that too.
I read it. There are just a couple tweaks. I'm not in the collective bargaining unit anymore, just to alleviate issues down the road.
That's why that's what I was thinking, maybe show up to the union, get their feedback.
That's a good idea.
We don't have any grievances or anything.
I think we had just a couple snags on it that we had to all agree on with the personal leave policy and the bereavement.
Yes.
I think we're still kind of stuck on. I just wasn't sure what we were going to decide or what we're gonna do.
I'm not sure either, but can we make sure this is a discussion item for workshop and have hard copies available?
The long handbook.
Yeah. We don't need 37 copies, but 5 or 6 would be great.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't want to do anything to anger the union.
Should we?
That's just like-
Is this something also, should we, is it okay if we just, we put it, make it public? To the public, the CA? I mean, does anybody object to that? I mean, does it matter, it's gonna go
You want to
public
put it
anyway.
out there in draft form, or you wanna wait until you
Or
get
should we-
the final form?
Once we.
And I don't know, maybe we should, I don't know.
Were you looking for input or feedback from the
Yeah, I
public?
guess if you know, I don't know.
I don't know
It would be something to,
How about if anyone is
I don't-
particularly interested in this subject, please
Yeah.
reach out to Councilman Canellis. Otherwise, we'll share a more finalized draft version. I like Councilman Flota's suggestion. We'll send it to the unions. We should probably send it to our labor attorney as well. I know Tracy's provided ample input. And more to comment workshop. I see.
okay. We're gonna have our next meeting on July the 6th or 16th, I should say, sorry about that, I've been dealing with cluster headache all day, I apologize for that, but July 16th, 6 P.M. And we're gonna be discussing some more personnel HR documents that we're working on, HR audit forms, the evaluation forms. We're gonna be continuing on with the HR timeline of the HR projects. And that's about it. That's all I have. Anyone have any questions?
You,
Thank you.
I'll see you next week.
Yeah.
thanks for keeping on.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we have Councilmember Sylvia Provenza.
Thank you, Madam Trish. I'm not sure if I wanted to say president, vice president.
That works, and it skips the complicated ones.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Community relations, our next meeting is going to be on Monday, July 21, and we are still working with more engagement with the community. Need more maybe social media to let people know what's going on in the community. For example, if there's, say, an increase in utilities or something, a good way to put it out and let people know. Using text messaging more also to let folks know what's going on. For instance, if there's going to be road construction or something of that manner, then people will know to take a different route. So that's what we're working with right now. And again, our meeting is going to be Monday, July 21st at 6 p.m. here in the Berlin building. Thank you.
Sylvia, we've talked about from time to time, having a broader mechanism of capturing public feedback. And I was wondering if you might be willing to explore that more with your committee.
Okay.
Just how to get, someone said one time a suggestion box. Maybe there's a more modern version of that, but
Okay.
if you would kindly add that to your agenda for discussion.
Sure, not a problem.
Appreciate
And if anyone has any questions, we're willing to answer them, not a problem. I didn't mean to say that.
it. Very good, thank you. Reports of special committees. We have our ALOM, Allegheny League of Municipalities report, also with Councilmember Provenza.
Okay, ALOM, I spoke with them and they attended their annual Pennsylvania State Association of Boroughs Conference. And they will be getting back to me with a report of what they learned there, what they heard there. And I haven't gotten it yet, so hopefully I will have it for the next meeting. And I can share that if I have it at workshop, which will be on Tuesday, July 22nd. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Council of Governments COG report. I understand there is no additional information to update other than what has been discussed regarding the paving plans. The next meeting will be on the fourth Wednesday, which would be Wednesday, July 23rd at 6:30 in Springdale Township. Next, we have old business, of which there is none. That brings us to ordinary items. First is we'll need a motion to accept the minutes from the March 25th, 2025 meeting.
I'll make a motion to accept the minutes from the March 25th, 2025 meeting.
I'll second.
First by Nancy Carpenter, second by Sylvia Provenza. Are there any comments or questions? All in favor?
Fine.
Aye. Opposed? Pass. Next, we have a motion to approve the June 2025 bills. Thank you. Second,
A second.
first by John, second by Nancy. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, pass. Thank you. Next, we'll need a motion to accept the resignation of Stephanie Wolford as Borough Manager of the Borough of Verona.
Effective date on that? Effective August 8th.
It is effective August 8th.
That motion.
First by Nancy, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second by John. Questions or comments?
It's actually effective August 9, right? Your last
Yeah.
day is August 8.
Right.
Yes.
That's what she-
Are there any questions or comments? I'll make a comment. Stephanie, on behalf of council, we reluctantly accept your resignation. We understand this has been a difficult decision compounded by a lot of personal, family and health, reasons. But we do appreciate the contributions that you've made to Verona during your time here. And, your heart for our community is seen and appreciated by all of us. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. Next, I'll need a motion to award the CDBG 49 demolitions to Minifield Demolition Services, the amount of $36,500. First by Vince, second.
I'll second.
Second by Nancy. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I know it's probably on your report map, but where is this for?
204 West Railroad, 473 Union Street, and 812 First.
Great.
And just so everyone's aware, our grant amount is 35,500. So the demolition of those three properties will only cost the borough $1,000.
Nice. That's very good.
That's awesome. Can you repeat those addresses one more time? Matt?
Yes, 204 West Railroad, 473 Union Street, and 812 First Street.
When are all this happening?
Well, I have to send the award letter to the COG, and then they have to get the contract, so my guess would be probably sometime August, September timeframe.
Okay.
Other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion passes. Next, I'll need a motion to accept the resolution for the multimodal grant for Jones Street streetscape.
Oh, that motion.
It's the resolutions in here, right?
John is seeking the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Vince is seconding. Questions or comments?
Hold on a second.
That's the one we're getting 100%.
If awarded,
Yeah.
correct.
And what is the scope of the Jones Street streetscape? I mean,
So that is
in a
from,
nutshell.
it's the length of Jones from James to the plaza. On the side of the, so the first stretch of road on, from James, or, James to Grant only has a sidewalk on one side.
Mhm.
Most of it's in decent shape already. So that would mostly just be some additional street lighting, where the conduit and where the wiring would be buried. That 3-foot patch right behind the curb would all be replaced, and ADA ramps along that stretch. And then from Grant to the plaza, it's sporadic where the sidewalk is, but it's mostly on the ARB side.
Mhm.
So we would focus on creating a continuous path on that side. All new sidewalk, lighting, some benches along there, ADA ramps. And then the road is rather wide, so we're gonna put a painted shared bicycle lane on the road. And it also includes the milling and paving of the entire length of the road as well.
So you're basically gonna improve dramatically the sidewalk on the ARB side, but you're not putting a sidewalk in on the other side.
No, after reviewing enough of the businesses park on that side, and then with Lotus, they have several gates there, so we felt that it was not the safest to have the sidewalk on that side.
Okay.
And I forget the name of the company right on the corner there, but there will be sidewalks and ramps, like on their corner right there to get people to the proper side of the road, so they don't have to just jump the curb and walk across.
Okay.
So there's gonna be a new sidewalk from James Street to Grant Street, right? Like in front of Conco and what have you? Is that what you're saying?
The sections that need it,
I was gonna say, cause they just put a new sidewalk.
a
in.
couple of them have, a couple of the sections are only a few years old as well, so we're not gonna rip out anything that doesn't need to be ripped out.
Right,
But we did have about a 20% area in there that, definitely where we rip out to put the wiring, that will be replaced. And anywhere else that is uneven or broken up and cracked will be replaced as well.
What do you think our chances are of getting this grant?
Well, I know Representative McAndrew was the one that actually approached me about considering this project. Himself, Stephanie and I sat down and talked about it. So he's behind the project and campaign pushing forward. So I think we have a decent chance at it. Nothing's sure, but when you have someone like him in your corner, it definitely increases your chances.
I think it's great because I do see a lot of folks, especially in my experience driving on that area. I see people literally walking on the street, not on the sidewalk, but on the street.
Yeah.
I walk
You know,
around.
and it's dangerous.
It is.
And I think that's a welcome improvement, in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
Other questions or comments? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have the motion to accept the resignation of patrol officer, excuse the pronunciation, Leo Desari.
I'll make the motion, Trish.
First by Sylvia, do I have a second?
Well, second.
Second by Nancy. Questions or comments?
I'm sorry to see him go. You know, but it was a short time he was here. I don't know what happened. We're looking for an exit interview. Not responding.
There's no update on the attempt at an exit interview. Does anyone know?
Certainly not.
I've heard that he could not be contacted.
Craig, you sent an email.
Yeah, I didn't know if there would be another update. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, I'll need a motion to accept the handicap designated parking spot policy.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
First by Nancy, second by John. Any questions or comments? Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Last but not least, we'll need a motion to approve a handicap parking spot at 547 East Railroad Avenue.
I'll make the motion, but I have a comment.
First by Nancy, do I have a second?
Okay. Maybe you can give this person a handicap spot.
I'll second.
Oh, right.
President Suchovich on the second. It's unusual.
Okay.
Questions or comments?
Well, I'm just wondering, and Craig, this might be a question for you. So we only just approved this policy. I don't know that we could ask this person who we just gave a spot to follow that policy, since it was separated by like 10 seconds. Does that make sense? Because according to the policy, you know, unless you have financial hardship, you pay $20 fee. And then you have to be followed up on every 2 years and pay a renewal fee of $10 and so on and so forth. Right?
I agree. I mean, they could have been swapped in way they were voted on, but
Yeah,
this handicap parking spot motion has been on the agenda or not been able to get onto the agenda, I think, for 2 months. So it was pending well before the handicap designated parking spot policy. So I would agree.
okay, yeah, so they'll be the last person to get a spot before the policy, and going forward, then they'll follow the policy.
That seems fair.
Okay,
Other questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have announcements, newsletter, Twin Borough Ministry, Chamber of Commerce, Historical Society, and what doesn't you do? Councilmember Provenza again.
Thank you, Trish. Thank you. Newsletter. We are currently working on the autumn issue, and that's going to cover September, October, and November. And the ads and the articles are going to be due on Friday, August the 1st. For articles, you can contact our editor, Dawn Wharf, 412-828-3607. And for ads, I can be reached at 412-828-7726. Chamber of Commerce, our next meeting is going to be held on Tuesday, July the 15th, at 7 p.m. And it will be at the Hula Bar this time, not in the Borough Building, at the Hula Bar. Twin Borough Ministries, the next community dinner is going to be held on Wednesday, July the 30th, Verona United Presbyterian Church. And it will be from 4:30 to
Methodist.
6:30.
Methodist.
Methodist Church. Oh, Methodist Church. Well, you all know where it is. Close enough. Close enough. Methodist Church. And see what else. These are a couple other things here real quick. Oh, with the community dinner, I'm putting this out to all of our people here on council. We are responsible for taking care of the dinner this month,
No, next month.
August.
or for August. No, it's August. My correction. So we need to think about a menu. Talk about that. Okay, thank you. Also, I'd like to thank Sandy Etch. She's the young lady that started the sidewalk social, I believe. And I think it's a wonderful idea. And I thank you so much, Sandy. A lot of people don't know their neighbor. And I don't know who's more important than a good neighbor. If you need somebody in an emergency, whatever, something urgent, who do you go to? Your neighbor's your next closest person. So Sandy has started a sidewalk social, and they are going to have one on Wednesday, July the 9th, from 6 to 8, and it will be on Sylvan Street and Fairview Avenue. And also on August 13th, there's going to be a social at Riverbank Park down on Arch Street. And September the 10th, there will be a social at the Sylvan Street and James Street area. And I really thank you, Sandy, for doing this and stepping up to the plate and taking care of it. I think it's a great idea, and I thank you very, very much for it. Also, Verona Community Group is going to have a yard sale, and that's going to be on Saturday, July the 19th. And if you would like to be a part of it, you want to contact either Sandy, Beth, or Jessica, or contact by email would be neighbors@veronacommunity.org. And again, don't forget the spaghetti dinner. Yay for the firemen here. It's a great fundraiser, and we certainly support you. We'll be there. That's Saturday, July 26th at our fire hall.
What day of the week is that?
Saturday the 26th. That's coming up. So that concludes my report. If there are any comments or questions, I will be more than glad to take them.
I have a question/comment. And Sandy, you may know the answer to this. I know you're coordinating the sidewalk socials in Lower Verona, but I think there's some that simultaneously go on in other parts up in the hill.
That is something we're working on to get other socials going. Rhoda and Red have had parties or are going to have gatherings. But as far as the official calendar, we're hoping to actually get more organized and have specific spots that you put on the calendar, people can actually plan months ahead for it.
So work in progress.
Yeah, and so next year, hopefully we'll cover all of them.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Sylvia. Next, we have, again, comments from the public. At this time, council will again welcome comments on agenda items and topics of community-wide benefit. Please clearly state your name and address to ensure efficiency and give everyone a chance to speak. Please try and limit your comment to 3 minutes. Again, we ask that you keep comments constructive and focus on shared community goals and growth. Thank you.
Oh, I do want to say one thing, about the handicap, launch that went in, I've been seeing people using.
Fantastic.
So I just thought I'd let you know.
Thank you. Hi, Sandy.
Good evening, council. Sandy for Vicky Bell. I think I started attending these meetings more frequently since the beginning of this year. All meetings, even some committee meetings. And I would like to say that I feel bad, truly feel bad for each of the elected officials in front of me. But I feel way worse for the town and residents of Verona. And I feel bad for Verona because we kind of bear the brunt of the elected officials' lack of cohesiveness, inability to make decisions, tendency to place the public's interests on issues kind of like on the back burner. So I kind of wanted to say that we, as in the people, don't really care about the personal agendas that people have in front of us, nor who are the friends, or who needs to vote according to how others vote on council. I think everybody needs to be their own person up there. What we do care about is moving Verona forward in a positive and united manner. Your lack of cohesiveness kind of falls on the inability to make the decisions. And that kind of has to do with the tendency of the public's interests on issues getting put on the wayside. So it's like a domino effect. Okay, my concern about that is that most of you will be on council come January 2026, either to finish a term or to start a new term. So I got to thinking, what could I do to help you? And I brought my bag of suggestions here. It's kind of show and tell. I don't know if any of you have read this book or have this book. It's Robert's Rules in simple English on handling meetings. If you don't have this book, I suggest that you purchase it. Amazon has used copies that are in good condition for less than $15. It pays to read it and to study it. And if you think, blah, 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 let me just read for you the preface. This book is dedicated to everyone who has served as a member or a leader of a group and who has at one time or another felt ignorant, ineffectual, helpless, frustrated, repressed, or just plain bored. It also talks about conducting meetings online and stuff. So I think since that's something that we didn't use when I was on council, it might be pertinent to read this book. The second thing I want to share with you, and I don't know if you receive this or not, but it's the Pennsylvania Borough News. When I was on council, we were enrolled as members, and I'm hoping that you all are members of this very, very important group. It's an invaluable tool. There are a 20-person staff in 2019 on all kinds of different things. Talking about Director of Government Affairs, directors of research, financial accounts. And I think by belonging to ALM and PSAB, this would be wonderful. It offers things like newly elected municipal officials boot camp. I can remember doing this in 2008. It's very valuable. Navigating the borough code, which leads me to my third, and that would be the committee descriptions for the borough of Verona. I mean, back in March of 2013, we made a motion and accepted this. It had a second to it. And I'm wondering if there is a current committee descriptions booklet. Because I can't find it on the borough website. So I was just wondering, is there a current committee descriptions handbook?
No.
Because
There's not.
committees that existed in 2013 do not exist in 2025. And one of them is the ordinance committee. Let me read you the purpose. The main purpose of the ordinance committee is to oversee and update the current ordinances as well as implement new ordinances as needed to support the health, safety, and welfare of the residents of Verona. Safety and welfare of the residents. It says here, have monthly meetings to discuss current and pending ordinances with the solicitor, and I distinctly remember meeting with him, and the code enforcement officer. Responsibility number 2, work closely with the code enforcement officer to keep updated on progress of any situations involving non-compliance, recommended condemnations, or demolitions. I remember riding around town here with Bob Steinhaus. I remember meeting with Officer Bill Saco when I was on council. Who's doing that now?
Meeting with Bill Saco.
Meeting with the code enforcement officer.
Occasionally, I invite him to public safety committee meetings. And he informs us of what he's working on. And I've talked to him sometimes in person or over the phone a few times since the first of the year.
But what happened to this handbook? It's not being followed. People don't care about it. I mean, I don't know. Why isn't there a current one? Why can't the public know what's going on? I have a funny story to share with you. I didn't think it's so funny, but my husband thinks it's funny, so he gets a joke out of most things. Election day, May 2025, just a few weeks ago, primary election. Our code enforcer rode down the street. I think it was councilperson Carpenter that called out and he stopped. Poor guy, poor guy, poor guy. Because at that point, I waited till everybody was done talking to him and then I went over to him because I didn't think he knew me. So I introduced myself by name, Sandy Trubicki Bell, 5 times. 5 times. I said, you want to remember my name because you'll be hearing your name mentioned by me at council meetings. Because I have an issue by my house that's been neglected. So after I was done talking to him and told him 5 times my name is Sandy Trubicki Bell, you need to remember my name. I said to him, my issue here is the condition and appearance of Verona ultimately is a reflection on him. Because he's our code enforcer. And he said to me, he says, well, no, not really. And I says, really? Not really? What? Why not? He says, why, I do my job. I says, but the issues are persisting. And he said, I turn it over to the magistrate. I said, but if the magistrate doesn't do anything, then it falls back on Verona. It falls back on you. And ultimately, it falls back on council, right? I mean, you employ him to do a job. So, wasn't making any progress, we said goodbye. About an hour later, he texts a friend of mine and says, tell your purple-haired friend that it's going to the magistrate. Didn't remember my name after saying it 5 times, but he remembered the purple hair, which is okay by me because, at least he recognizes my appearance, and I don't know if anybody else in Verona has this color. So I can't even tell you the name of the color because my girl mixes 2 numbers. So that's where it is. But so many of the committees that existed are no longer. We've got new committees, and I don't understand why the pertinence of the residents' safety and welfare isn't being addressed. I don't know where you're gonna go with that from here, but I thank you for listening to me.
Thank you, Sandy. May we make, that, do you mind?
Huh?
May we make a copy of that?
Tonight, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I just also wanted to mention, that we, in the course of our meeting earlier tonight, we talked about the chief helping and working together with the code enforcement person to, we all agree that there's issues in this town that need to be rectified. So we are working on a plan to have the chief work with the code enforcement officer together.
This year I heard. Thanks.
Other comments?
Sure. Hi, Leah Wilson, 467 Union Street. I would first like to echo the sentiments about Robert's Rules of Order of how helpful it is with any sort of public meeting, any public governance. Helps keep things on track, make sure that people are heard and that people are heard in a timely manner. And whoever has the floor continues to keep the floor for whichever manner they want to bring. Second, I was wondering if there was a plan to do anything with the drop off that is at the bottom of Union Street. It is a significant crack in the concrete or brick, whatever you want to call it, where you have to, if you're driving with a lower vehicle, to hit it at a severe angle so your vehicle does not drag. Like bring that to the attention if anyone has experienced this scraping of their vehicle. If there was a plan for that, I know that they recently did a fix a few months ago, maybe 2 months ago, but it clearly hasn't taken or wasn't effective. If there's any plan to deal with that, I'd bring that to everyone's attention.
Thanks, Leah. Matt, can you comment on that or a longer term solution?
I'll reach out to Felino with that as well. When they pave ARB, they do go up the side streets a certain amount. It won't be the full amount, but I'll
It's right
see
at
if
the bottom
there's
of that.
something that we can do to work with them and have them go a little further, because I am aware of that. And even where the brick meets the concrete, there's a big dip there as well.
Yeah.
So we'll see if we can at least go to where the concrete is to get new asphalt there at a minimum.
Thank you.
Would it actually change the grade or just?
We would rip the concrete out, so it would smoothen it out more.
Okay.
But I'm not sure how far up their contract takes them. It's usually a couple feet, but I'll talk with him. I do have a set of plans at my office. I can look to see if it specifies that. If not, we'll at least find out.
All right, thank you.
Leah, were you requesting a follow-up?
No, that's fine.
Other comments? Okay, there is nothing on Zoom as well, so it looks like with that, I can take a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
First by Sylvia, do I have a second? Second by Vince, all in favor? Awesome. Thank you everyone for coming. Have a good night.
Interesting. Both sides have silly. I'll take. We just saw information as I can, with it on both sides. And then I'll take pictures and send it to you. Or actually, it'll go live, but if you like it.
Can you give us?
I have one all this.
I'm not sure.
You can. Yeah. I thought you were saying. Middle issues. That's me.
Richard, Tom ran into our house.
I don't know. Yeah.